It's been a whole 7 years since Borderlands 2 was released, and to be honest, it's a little hard to believe that it's been that long. After a good few years of wondering when we'd get another sequel in the popular series, it's finally here. We have Borderlands 3. What the new sequel delivers is an awesome shooting and looting experience, and then some. The story follows one of 4 new Vault Hunters as they join a resistance known as the Crimson Raiders. The Raiders are in an ongoing conflict with a pair of power-hungry maniacs called the Calypso Twins. Your job is simple enough: stop them. It's a good enough story that will take you to a host of different locations on Pandora in addition to others on some new planets. You'll also meet some new characters, plus see some friendly familiar ones. The twins themselves serve as the primary antagonists in the game, but they aren't all that relatable. Sure, they're good at being villains, coming across as incredibly annoying and sadistic streamers / influencers who are just pure evil. You're going to love hating them, and you're going to be anxious to thwart their plans to become gods. However, I didn't get that little bit of human factor like I did with Handsome Jack. Humor has always been a big part of the writing in the series, and Borderlands 3 has the humor in spades. It's toned down a bit compared to previous installments, but there's still silliness and parodies almost everywhere, and frankly it keeps the narrative interesting for both main and side quests. As mentioned before, you play as one of 4 Vault Hunters, and each one has a unique set of abilities and action skills. The one big difference is that each character has 3 action skills to choose from depending on how you'd like to play. Moze is the only odd one out, as she has different options for kitting out her mech. The class options felt so good this time around that I actually took about a solid 5 to 10 minutes deciding which character to play with. There's also a significant amount of dialogue for the playable characters this time around, making it feel like they actually have a personality. The gameplay in Borderlands 3 is quite similar to how the previous games played, but there are some noticeable differences that actually make the game even more enjoyable. For example, the first thing that I noticed was that the shooting mechanics and the controls overall felt much tighter. It seems like a small change, but it actually makes the game a lot more fun to play. And there are even more vehicles this time around, and the catch a ride system has been refined to offer more customization options if you deliver a vehicle with new parts installed. It actually makes getting around almost as fun as the gunplay. The series has always had a major focus on guns and the amount of different types of guns you can find in a single game. Borderlands 3 is no different. In fact, it even steps things up, boasting a billion guns. A lot of them appear quite similar, but each one features slight changes in perks which make them feel quite different. Crates containing weapons are everywhere, so your arsenal will be constantly changing. Additionally, there are different tiers of rarity ranging from common all the way up to legendary status. The latter tier features weapons sporting some of the most insane perks and abilities and can do some serious damage. The lower tiers aren't anything to scoff at though, as they manage to still feel unique while getting the job done, which is great. The best way to experience everything that Borderlands 3 has to offer is with friends. Co-op mode makes a return, and with it comes some new ways to play. Co-opetition mode is the way we've always played the co-op, which has no level scaling, and whoever gets to the loot first, they get the loot. Cooperation mode is a little friendlier in that regard, featuring level scaling and loot drops that are unique to your instance. Plus, pinging items and enemies in the environment is now possible, allowing you to call out things to your friend in the easiest way. Local split-screen co-op is still an option, which is great since not many games seem to offer this as a feature. Borderlands 3 looks and sounds great. The game runs pretty smoothly and is good looking almost all of the time. There were some issues with textures popping in a little late from time to time, but thankfully it didn't happen too often. There's some great music and voice acting in the game as well. As mentioned before, the Vault Hunter has a significant amount of lines this time around, and each character has been voiced rather well. Borderlands 3 is a great game. The story is quite simple and provides enough reason for you to shoot things and constantly be on the hunt for bigger and better loot. There are some low points, such as the Calypso Twins feeling somewhat unrealistically evil and the random pop-in textures, but these factors do not detract from the experience too much. The gameplay feels tighter, and the way that each gun feels unique is fantastic. Borderlands 3 is utterly addictive and is an incredible amount of fun solo or with friends. If you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button, and if you are new, please hit the subscribe button. And if you got your hands on Borderlands 3, please let me know what you thought of the game in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.